it's just an example. Purdue losing to Fresno State is okay. We can still win the Big Ten West. But me,
Billy Napier gets fired. I'm just kidding.
hey, really the best time of the year. I will be seated watching Red Zone for 7 hours on Sunday. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to an episode of Backyard Banter. Johnny, James, Tanner. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Good, man.
We're fully into the dead period of the season. We're in the middle of July. College football 25. So you hear the train going past my apartment. James knows all about that. Comes out in what, 9 days now? 8 days?
Yeah, 35.
Can't wait.
The MLB All-Star teams were announced as we transition to talking a little MLB, which we will do. And like normal, we'll start with our teams. So, Tanner and James, what did you guys see from the Cubs this weekend? They won the series.
I'm pretty excited about the Cubs right now. I'm not gonna lie. I think the little rant, they might have had Backyard Banter on in the clubhouse, and they might have heard that, and they decided to just turn it around. But no, they've looked really good. I think they've won 3 of their last 4. So that's really good. They scored 10 runs for the first time in a game since April 16th. That is ridiculously bad. But hey, they finally did it. They're starting to wake up a little bit. You could tell that they're playing better baseball, like a different brand of baseball that it has been the last month and a half. And obviously, it's just a short little time period. It's been, 4 games? But it is much better baseball to watch. I have been watching a little bit of it. Their biggest series of the year is right now. They play the Orioles Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for 3 games. They need to probably win that series. I know the Orioles are, in my opinion, the best team in the league. They need to go steal a series on the road, get some momentum, keep the momentum going, because then they play the team they're chasing for the last wild card this weekend. They play 4 games in 3 days in St. Louis. So you're talking about 7 games here right before the All-Star break that are absolutely crucial. If you want any chance of not selling at the deadline, if you want any chance of being in this race, for most of the second half, you probably got to win 4 or 5 games this week. And so that's what I'm looking forward to. Great pitching matchups all series long against the Orioles. Excellent pitching matchups. Cubs and Orioles both are rolling out great arms for all 3 games. So it'll be exciting. I'm actually disappointed they don't play today. It's the first time I felt like that in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. When Tanner was going on his rants, I was still watching the Cubs. Just because, one, I maybe didn't have anything else to do. But 2, they're still my favorite team, second favorite team to watch, behind the Bears and stuff. But obviously we know how the past few seasons have gone for both those teams. It's been rough fan time. But in terms of the series, it's like, congratulations, you beat the Angels. They have a 0% chance of making the playoffs. They're one of the worst teams in baseball. But at the end of the day, it's about taking care of business, right? So, Justin Steele pitches a complete game, first time in his career, which is kind of crazy, by the way. I did not know that. With how dominant he was last season, you would have kind of figured, and truthfully, how dominant he's been, you would think that maybe he's had a complete game. But it is, then in hindsight, you look at it, it's rare to see pitchers throw a complete game, because they either have to be absolutely shoving no-hitter-ish, right? Otherwise, they're going to be well over the 100-pitch mark or well into the 4th time seeing the batting order. So shout out to Justin Steele for the complete game. That was incredible to watch. A little disappointed we go and lose 7-0 the next day. That it just can't happen against the Angels. We had some pitching injuries and whatever. And we actually had another injury happen. Did you see that, Tanner, where Brewer punched a wall and broke his non-throwing arm? Or non-throwing hand. So it's like, great, like whatever. So to the Cubs, it is congratulations. You took care of business against one of the worst teams in baseball. But I wanted to say this last pod, but I completely forgot, because I'm still in on this Cubs team. Picture yourself in 2016. You're in a rain delay in Game 7 of the World Series, and Jason Hayward comes down and gives you a speech of a lifetime and gets you fired up to go win a baseball game. We need Jason Hayward to leave the Dodgers, come to the Cubs real quick, give a little meeting and say, hey, you guys are plenty talented to be in a wild card. You guys are plenty talented to win this division. Just go play baseball. Go play Cubs baseball. And it maybe, just maybe I need to be Jason Hayward. Maybe I need to go give these guys a presser. Maybe they do have backyard banter going on in the clubhouse. Who knows? But this team is plenty talented. And sure, as a homer, you look at your players, you look at like a Mike Tauchman, who nobody else would know if you're not a Cubs fan. You might be, well, he's a good player, right? But it's like, okay, maybe is he, maybe he's not. Maybe we're playing the money ball strategy, right? Like Tanner has said. And it's like, I'm still in on this Cubs team. And I have to be in because I don't think Jed Hoyer has the balls to sell this team. I think because if I don't know, I don't think he has the balls to sell the team. So I think at the end of the day, we're just gonna have to be happy with this team that's gonna roll out every day and just hope that we can go steal two from Baltimore. Because if you steal two from Baltimore, your season's back on track. Whether the record shows it or not, your season's back on track. So I really hope the Cubs can really turn it on. I hope this is a turning point. But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, interesting times. Opposite for the Rays. So the Rays won 9 of 13. Then they go on the road trip, take 2 of 3 Kansas City. They won 5 straight series up to that point. Then they get swept by Texas. No one owns a team like Texas owns the Rays. It's actually incredible. I mean, there's no team I feel less confident playing in the entire league than Texas. I mean, I'm surprised they're as bad as they are because their lineup is so deep. But for the Rays, they went from 3 back of the wild card to 5.5 back of the wild card. And it's just that's how good the AL is. You can't mess around and get swept. I mean, Boston is apparently unreal after we all had them last in our preview. And then even teams like Kansas City, and not Tanner, but even teams like Kansas City and Cleveland, I know they're a league leader. But this is who the Rays got coming to the Trop this weekend. They get the Yankees and the Guardians, the 2 of the 3 best teams record-wise in the AL, coming to the Trop. And if you don't win both those series, they're going to sell. It just is what it is. And the Rays are going to do this thing where they mini sell, like they'll trade Zach Eflin and they'll trade, Sean Armstrong in their bullpen. They won't trade Randy. He's under team control for too long. And really, the Rays, I think, could easily bounce back next year. But look, the Rays go Yankees, Guardians, in New York for 4 after the All-Star break, in Toronto, and then home against the Reds and Marlins before the All-Star break. And if you're not within 4 games to the wild card at that point, I mean, it makes sense to sell. Zach Eflin's making $18 million next year. When have the Rays ever paid someone $18 million on a contract? That's why they traded Tyler Glasnow this year, and it ended up being a win-win for both teams because Ryan Pepiot's a stud. But I'm kind of in for trading Zach Eflin because he freaking floats meatballs right down the plate. He's not the same pitcher he was last year. I love Zach Eflin. I love what he did for this team, and he's a great leader. But we traded Aaron Savali, who was the king of serving meatballs right down the middle. Oh my goodness! But Shane McClanahan's coming back up next year. Jeffrey Springs, don't forget about Jeffrey Springs, who had under a sub-2 ERA before he got hurt. He's coming back after the All-Star break. Drew Rasmussen, who had a sub-3 ERA, is coming back from Tommy John in August. So the pitching reinforcements is coming. Yandy, I don't know if you guys have saw, went on like a 21-game hitting streak. He broke the franchise record. He moved his average from 210 up to 280 in a month. That's how good he's been. Randy has a WRC plus over 100 because he's been playing a really good ball lately. He had a 21 on base streak snapped yesterday. So I love watching the Rays. I don't know if I want a championship for any team more than I want one for the Rays, just because they've been there so many times and been so close. But yeah, I mean, their schedule is brutal. I mean, just who they've played and who did well against. The Royals in the playoff race. The Rangers obviously won the World Series last year. The Mariners obviously lead their division. And then after that stretch, they go to Houston, to St. Louis, home against the Orioles, home against Houston, home against the Diamondbacks. I mean, 6 of their next 7 series are just against brutal teams. I looked it up. They have the highest, their strength of record is the hardest in the league the rest of the way. So we'll see. It's going to be a big test. The Rays very rarely blow it up, and I don't think they will completely blow it up. I'll be very surprised if a Yandy Diaz or a Randy was traded. Like I said, it would be more a Zach Eflin or kind of Zach Littell, those kind of pitchers that could value to a contender. But yeah, there's my Rays rant. They suck, but who knows? They didn't bring charges against Wander, so maybe he'll come back, but probably not. But what we're gonna do now is, if you had a gun to our head and you're gonna say, if the season ended today, who would you have in the World Series? And we're also gonna give a sleeper team like Arizona was last year, for example. So I'm gonna give you guys the standings real quick. So leading the AL, Baltimore leads the AL by 3 games. Cleveland leads the Central by 6. Seattle leads the West by 2. Philly leads the NL East by 8. Milwaukee leads the Central by 5, and the Dodgers lead by 7.5. So Tanner, I will go to you. Gun to your head right now, who's in the World Series and who's your sleeper team?
Baltimore Orioles are in my World Series. They're my winner right now. Best team in baseball, in my opinion. They have a very deep lineup, and if some guys get hurt, they're still fine because that's just how good they are as an organization. They have depth everywhere. Their starting pitching is unbelievably good. I don't think you could right now. You could find the 4 guys to be in their starting rotation in the playoffs, like because they have 5 really good guys. Like, how do you bring it down to 4 in the postseason? Like, who do you take out of that rotation? That's a great problem to have right now. And their bullpen is absolutely disgusting and will be only getting better in the next month or two when they get guys back from injury. So I think the Baltimore Orioles are by far my World Series pick. My sleeper team, it's a great year for Boston sports. The Celtics just won the finals. The Red Sox are on fire. I don't want to say I saw this coming. I was not expecting the Red Sox to be this good. But I looked at this Red Sox roster this year and I thought they have a lot of guys who are kind of due for bounce back years. They have a decent starting rotation. I didn't think this roster was that bad. I figured they could be competitive, and here they are. They're in a wild card spot. Um, I think the MLB is much better when the Red Sox are in the postseason. Fenway's awesome, and that fan base is awesome. So I'm hoping the Red Sox can keep this run going and make the playoffs. I would love to see them play the Yankees in the playoffs. And as of right now, they are going to be my sleeper in general. So give me the
I
Red
will
Sox.
say Rafael Devers is the most underrated player in all of Major League Baseball. Him and Jose Ramirez. I mean, Devers has been doing this for 6 years now. But James, what do you got?
Yeah, so in terms of my World Series prediction, I have the Yankees playing the Phillies. Um, I've been big on the Phillies. I was big on them last year. I think I predicted them to win the World Series last year. Obviously, I was wrong. I believe in our predictions this year. I had them maybe in the World Series again. This Phillies team is just so complete. So they're going to win the World Series in my eyes. I have the Phillies winning the World Series. Um, in a perfect world, I was literally just thinking about this the other day. I want to get myself to a Philadelphia Phillies playoff night game because, dude, it just looks rocking. Like,
Yeah.
I've never been to a Cubs playoff game. I'm sure that's great, but it just looks like what they do different things out in Philly. And so that would be a dream. Obviously, it's kind of like a nice job, James. You picked the team with the best record in baseball, but this Phillies team is just one of my favorites to watch. They just have dudes everywhere. So that's my World Series prediction. If I had to give a sleeper, like to make the World Series, I would say like hesitantly the Twins, like very hesitantly. Okay. I just like what they're doing. Like I went to a Twins game this season. They don't get anybody to go to their games, rarely, right? And then you look and you're like, okay, why are you not selling out? You have 50 wins. It's like, okay, whatever. It's a beautiful stadium and whatnot. But I would say if I have to pick a sleeper, it'd be the Twins. But yeah, I'm not too confident in that pick. They're just playing good baseball, and you can't knock what they're doing. So
Yeah. I also have the Orioles. I have them and the Dodgers in the World Series. The Orioles are the one team this year when the Rays have played where I just look up and down and I'm like, there's no chance that we beat this team. They're that good. The Rays can pitch their best and their lineup just keeps coming at you. They're literally 1 through 7 deep that can just terrorize you. And that's gonna obviously hopefully should show up in the playoffs. They got their feet wet last year, but getting Corbin Burns is what they needed. They're one guy that you can throw out there in game one to be like, go get us this win. You need that game one starter. You need that ace, and they got it. And then the Dodgers, no one's talking about the Dodgers. Mookie Betts broke his hand. They just keep doing what they're doing. All they do is win NL West titles. And, I think this could be their year to go through it. Hopefully they get Kershaw back at some point. I don't know what's going on. He's been hurt all year, but their starting pitching staff kind of concerns me. Obviously, they got Glass now. He's been really good. But, yeah, so that's who I got. My sleeper Don't sleep on the Padres, man. They've been making these big moves all forever. The Juan Soto trade where they gave up. Look at the Nationals now. Their best players are all players that the Padres gave up. Um, the Padres are sneakily in a wild card spot, 2 games up in a wild card spot right now. Manny Machado has been having a good year. You look up and down their lineup again, another deep lineup. Their pitching staff could just be good enough. Well, I mean, we'll see. You look at the names on that pitching staff. That's when you go, okay, if these guys start playing to their what their name says they have, like Yu Darvish, for example, who's been a stud for a long time. They got the guy from the White Sox too. I'm blanking on his name.
Don't
Tanner.
see.
Dylan Cease, who won the Cy Young like 3 years ago. I mean, that's a pretty good 1-2 punch to have in the playoffs. So that's my sleeper. The Braves are another sleeper for me. No one's talking about them since Ronald got hurt, and they're 8 games back. So that's another little sleeper. But yeah, those are our I guess mid-season World Series predictions. But now we're gonna move on to a little bit of a different game. Shout out to my sister for this game. So shout out to you, sis. We're gonna do a snake draft, and we're gonna say we're the commissioners of the NBA, and if we're gonna pick 5 players that we are gonna have to go fight that can save us from the aliens, like you see in Space Jam. Are our 5 players. We're gonna go in snake order. One of you two can go first. I don't have to go first, but in fact, I'll go last.
Is this all-time players?
No, current players.
Current.
Oh,
players.
this is current. I thought this was
Current
all.
players.
Okay.
I don't need to
Current
go.
players. There you go, James. All you.
Oh, I mean, I was kind of hoping this. Okay, current players right now. Okay. Man, this is tough because I was thinking like who I was going to pick. Obviously, I was probably going to go Mike with the first pick. Okay. Best player all time or right now. I'm gonna take a shooting guard off the board. And I'm gonna take Luka Doncic.
I'm gonna also go with a little wing here. This might be too early, but I have to have him on my team. I want Anthony Edwards on.
I knew you were going to go Anthony
That's
Edwards.
fire. It's a good take. It's a good
I
take.
knew you were going to go Anthony Edwards. I'm going to go Giannis. Giannis is the best 2-way player in the NBA, and he's basically an alien, like the Monstars are. And then I'll go Jokic. If you're going to have one person next to Jokic to guard and kind of cover up his errors, it's going to be Giannis. So give me Giannis and Jokic in my front court.
Yeah, it's pretty gross already. Gross. Was it me or Caesar? Oh,
It's me. It's me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Embiid here.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid.
Why did I go first? This is bull.
But now you get the snake. You get 2 right here.
I mean, okay. See, like my point guard might stay the same all time and right now. I'm gonna go Curry. Give me Curry.
You get another one too, back to back.
Oh shoot! So I've got a 1 and a 2. Like we gotta start loading up here. Give me. Good God, the big boy position is gonna be tough now. I'll take Anthony Davis, Chicago boy. It's fine.
Not bad.
I'm stuck here, but I'm gonna go with SGA at my 1.
Yeah. Oh geez, what are we doing, guys?
That's a good take.
My lineup. So I'm gonna go LeBron, and LeBron's gonna run my 1, and then I'm going KD, and KD's gonna run my 3.
Just change their position.
LeBron played point guard in LA. He averaged 10 assists per game. So LeBron's my 1. KD's my 3. Giannis is my 4.
40-year-old
and Jokic is my 5. I'm building the most skilled and humongous team of all time.
You have a 40-year-old point guard. It's all right.
Yeah, who's valid still.
I'm okay with that. Go ahead.
Tanner, you look shocked.
I mean, I'll take Jason Tatum. Gladly. Yeah.
That's fine.
I think I have.
You have your last 2.
Last 2. I'll go KD at my power forward.
I already picked KD.
You did?
Yes.
All right, then give me Paul George. Fine. I'll take
your team sucks.
Okay. I think you're absolutely sleeping. I'll go PG and I'll go Kawhi.
Yeah, they'll probably be hurt by the time they get to the game.
Buddy, your guy's 40. He's on
LeBron's always healthy though.
Restricted minutes, buddy. He's worried about his son shooting 13% from the field.
Yeah, give me Brodny as my 6th man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and take Jaylen Brown at my 3.
And
Interesting.
I guess
Again,
we're
I'm just
running through a 2K sim. I bet you my team's
yeah.
not as bad
I'll
as you
do
think.
it.
Hold on,
I'll do it.
I got one more. So I got LeBron on my 1. I got KD at my 3. I got Giannis on my 4. I got Jokic at my 5. So my 2 guard, this is one of the shade pick would be nice, but my 2 guard is just gonna be a bucket getter. So give me Devin Booker as my 2 guard. So we'll list them all. James, I'll show you how to do that. And then
Wait.
you know,
Quick
yes.
suggestion. For the sake of me, I will actually put these through 2K. We could let the people know who wins.
Mhm.
Pick one team's bench. Just pick a team's bench so I can put this through a sim. Any team.
I want the Pacers. I had the first pick. Gotta
Or
go.
you just or 10, or you just give them full endurance and like where they don't get tired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We could
we'll
do
just do
that.
that.
Oh, that's no. I need LeBron will get tired, so I
Oh,
need
hop off. Come on, this is about one game. So we'll let you know how the Sims do. We'll list our teams. So James, I can show you how to do it if you didn't know how, but I have LeBron, Booker, KD, Giannis, and Jokic. Tanner, say yours.
I got SGA, Ant, Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Joel Embiid.
Solid team.
I got here we go. You're just gonna just shit on me. I got Curry, Luca, Kawhi, PG, and Anthony Davis.
Not bad. The worst team, but not bad. But
Shut up, bro.
yeah,
Run it through
those are our
2K.
teams. Let us know. Let us know who would win. Fight to the death. We'll put this on. We'll put this on the socials too, so they'll let us know also. But um, it's everyone's favorite time of the episode. It's time for a grid.
Gritty, gritty, gritty. All
James,
right.
you have
I got the grid, buddy. This should you guys see
Excited.
it? Can you guys see it?
Oh yeah, I see it.
All right, bet. Yeah, I think this will be okay. I put so this obviously top 10 guys with the most sacks since 2010. If they are active, they have an A next to them, believe it or not. Most of these are going to be easy. Some of them I'd do like a little eyebrow raise too. But yeah, most of these guys I put their team that I just recognize them from.
Okay.
And I didn't want like sure they played on other teams, but if I would have given you like 2 or 3 teams, it would have been too easy. So you get 3 strikes, just because there's a few tough ones in here. And Johnny, you get to go first.
Okay, so the active player is not like doesn't have to be on the team they're currently on.
Correct. No.
All right, so Von Miller is the first one.
Correct.
Cameron Jordan for the Saints.
Correct.
Underrated, by the way. Cam
Very
Jordan.
underrated. Yeah,
JJ Watt for the Texans.
that is correct.
I think that the actually I'm just gonna go easy here. The Chiefs is gonna be Chris Jones.
That is incorrect.
What?
Yes.
Active for the Chiefs? Is he on the Chiefs?
Nope. He is not. I believe he played last season for the Ravens.
Okay. I'll go Aaron Donald for the or Aaron Donald's technically not active anymore. But do you
Correct.
have him? Okay.
He is the retired Ram.
For the Cardinals, the one that's not active is that Chandler Jones.
Correct.
Nice T. Good job.
By the way, the Chiefs one, no idea how it's not, but this is StatMuse telling me what it is. So
yeah. For the Raiders one, I'll go Max Crosby.
that is incorrect. He does not play for the Raiders.
See, that's what's tripping me up.
So he was on the Raiders. Man, I'm
one strike for each, I believe.
Yeah, I'm struggling here. The Bengals, I want to say it's Carlos Dunlap.
That is correct. That was one of the tougher ones. Yep.
Good. That's a Florida Gator, by the way. I was going to guess Carlos Dunlap.
The Raiders is easy. The Rams is easy. And then the Cardinals and Chiefs is tough.
I'm just trying to think who was on the Raiders that went elsewhere. Where'd you say he played this
He's
year?
been on 2 teams since he left the Raiders.
Where'd you say he played this year?
I didn't tell you, but I'm blanking. You don't overthink it. Come on. Teaser knows it for sure. Come on.
Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
He played for the Chargers this year.
Chargers, yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. Did not
Yeah.
see that
Yeah.
coming out of the Raiders. So what do we got left here? We got the Cards, we got the Chiefs.
And the Rams active.
Rams active.
I want to say the Chiefs is like Melvin Ingram or something like that.
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
That's wrong. He played for Baltimore. I put an active because he played last season and I haven't seen him retire. But he played for Baltimore. He might have played for Baltimore now for 2 seasons.
I'm trying to think. Baltimore like Calais Campbell, but obviously he didn't play for the Chiefs.
Right.
Um,
I don't hate that name, but yeah.
Calais Campbell just straight up did not play for the Chiefs unless you got
Correct.
that wrong.
He didn't, but I like the name.
Yeah, it is a good name.
I'm okay.
The Cardinals. I'm just blanking.
Calais Campbell is a great name for this grid.
Calais Campbell for the Cardinals.
Correct.
I remember Calais Campbell with the Jaguars.
Yeah. But he played most of his seasons for the Cardinals. So
Yes.
okay, we got Rams, easy. Teaster, you know that one. Again, I just gave it away. Chiefs is tough. All right, here we go.
You got it.
I mean, is it a former Bear? Because that's about the only guy I can think of on the
Rip it
Rams.
then. Rip it. Yeah.
Leonard Floyd.
Buddy, no.
Oh my God. No. Oh, wrong name. Wrong 94.
Say it
Wrong
again.
94. I
Teaser,
gave the wrong
go again.
Go again.
Oh, man. That's
Say
bad.
it again.
It's he was bald.
Thanks, Tanner.
He broke the Bears all-time sack record in a season.
Correct.
What's his name?
Oh my God.
I can't think of his
Johnny,
name.
do you know it?
And there's a casual. No, I don't know it.
Okay.
And he's still active?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is so old.
So
Played for the
I'm not going
Cowboys.
to give you a darn hint on the Rams one, Tanner. For the hint for the Chiefs, his last name is a city in Texas.
Oh, James Houston?
Justin Houston.
Justin Houston. Yeah. That's what I meant.
In the league.
He again, that is an A because he played for the Ravens last season.
That's crazy. I thought he retired like 3 years ago.
That's what I thought too. But
Just thought of the name, by the way.
okay, let's hear it.
Robert Quinn.
There we go.
There you go. Okay.
There we go.
This is a tough grid because the guys that are active is just like I would never think Robert Quinn is top 10 in sacks since 2010.
I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. And like
14
TJ Watt's 11. Like,
yeah.
And so and you told me last grid, you said, hey, you can make it a little tough. So
yeah, go crazy. No, that was a good one. Good job, James.
That's what we did. So
all right. So we're gonna really start heading toward football starting next episode. We were talking before, we're trying to time it out where we finish all of our predictions with the start of the regular season. The regular season is about 7 weeks away. So starting next episode, we're going to be talking a lot of football. We already recorded a football episode that will go up the week after that one, I'm pretty sure. And, it's that time. We've talked about it a lot. I've never been more excited for football. I know you guys maybe haven't, but maybe just because the Rays are so bad that I'm just craving just some good old Buccaneer football, even though the Gators are going to shatter my heart again.
I think even if the Cubs were good, it's like one of those things where it's like as a Bears fan, you're just
so much excitement.
So excited. I was listening to a podcast. It was like a Under Center podcast that I listen to all the time. And they were talking about how this is like literally since maybe like 2019, like the season where you're just like, as a Bears fan, you're just itching. You're just at the edge of your seat. You're like, all right, what's going to happen? Some would say it was a 21 season with Justin Fields. But now you look at this team and you're like, come on, please just play football how you're supposed to play football. And this Bears team could be very successful. So
what's your excitement for the Bears on a 1 through 10 like scale level? 10 being the highest.
I would say like a 9.5.
BMS.
Really?
I mean, dude, you don't, and the only reason you're not a 9.5 is because
you still love Justin Fields.
No.
Tanner saw that shirtless picture of
He
Justin
sure
Fields
did.
that
He's
Overtime
like,
posted
"Oh,
and was like, "Oh my God, my savior."
Justin, I miss
No,
you."
it's just for me, like when I look rookie quarterback and the Bears always disappoint, like it's hard for me to be that high.
I agree, but
Tough
we haven't seen a
division.
rookie
We'll get in that
quarterback.
division soon. It's a real tough division.
Haven't seen a rookie quarterback with this situation. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
that's
walking
true.
into a manicured situation, hopefully, right? And that's the
Right.
hope.
Right. And I agree. Like I'm optimistic, but I'm sitting here like trying to not put myself over the top just to be disappointed by November. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think as a Bears fan, you just gotta dive full force in. And if you run into a brick wall, it happens every year. Oh well, right? You get up and you move on to next season.
James, I'm hurt. I'm tired of running into brick walls.
Dude, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta
Yeah.
do what you gotta do.
So next week we should have a big guest joining us to talk some SEC and Gator football. Really excited for that. The Olympics are coming up too. We'll get into some Olympic talk because I love the Olympics. Personally, I don't know how you guys feel about the Olympics. I love the Olympics. One of my dad's fraternity brothers, his daughter, Parker Valby, shout out to her, is qualified for the Olympics. Just a freaking stud, All-American runner this year for Florida. Just a stud. So shout out to her. Shout out to the whole Valby family. But yeah, you guys got anything else to say?
No.
Let's see if the Cubs can do something here. That's all I got to say.
That's all. That's all I'm looking for the freaking Rays, man. I'm telling you. But if you guys made it this far, leave a like, subscribe, send it to someone. We're trying to get to 330 by the time 330 subscribers by the time football season starts. It's only 13 subscribers, but we've been clawing for some new subscribers. But we got to do a better job at putting more content out there. But yeah, send it to someone if you made it this far, and we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.